30 plus, the basic hopper is 1,500 liter, and with the extension, here we have 3,000 liter. And we have a wider extension. Very important when you sell the spreaders to discuss with the customer which solution do you have to load the machine. If the guy used the big bucket, for sure maybe it's necessary to have the wider extension, just to check with the customer. If you take the DX20 less width and the basic hopper on the DX20 900 liter, and possibility with the extension to increase. But on the DX20 and DX20 plus, we don't have the wider extension. It's available only on the X30 plus. When you see the machine, you have at the back one solution easy to set the flow, and one solution is here to set the width. Concerning the flow, we have here, this is an electronic solution. I have sorry. At the same moment, the same noise. Incredible. If you have the basic machine without electronic device, you have possibility to adjust the size of the shutter, depending the information you can catch on the Fertitest, and maybe you can do the test. It's possible to do the test. For example, you want to put 30 here. When the guy works on the field, the guy can manage the shutter, first step, first solution by hydraulic from the cab. You put the hydraulic device and you can close like this, and you can open. Under the machine, you have one hydraulic arm left side and one hydraulic arm right side. And the guy can open and close. But when you have the basic machine, all the time you stay at the same opening. This is why when you have the basic machine without electronic, it's necessary to stay at the same forward speed all the time. Concerning the hydraulic arm, it's a simple acting. But we have a spring to take the arm, and if you have some link on the tractor, maybe after a few minutes, the shutter can open. This is why it's interesting to take an option, the spool valve, available with the double acting. Okay? Another solution, we can have the electric shutter, a small remote on the cab, only for opening and close. Okay? After, when you have electronic device, like a weighing, we continue to have one electric actuator under the machine to close or to open, and after, we have the second electric actuator here to manage the position of the shutter, depending the forward speed, depending the target rate, depending the T-factor. You remember T-factor, if you have the powder, maybe at some moment the flow is not the same. We have T-factor to control which flow we have and to adapt if necessary. Okay. After the shutter, the product arrives on the spout. The spout, it's like a spoon. It's like a spoon. Thanks to the spout, we can adapt the drop point. And we have a scale between 90 to 100. And the scale here, we have the scale between 0 and 90. It's impossible to do the mistake between the rate and the drop point. And we have the different scale. Okay. Possibility to adjust the drop point, and after the granule arrive on the disc, of course, we have the vein. Long vein and short vein. Okay? Concerning the vein, we have different size of the vein. The first level, 9 to 18 meter. The second level, 18 meter to 28. And after, 28 to 36. Depending which size the guy wants to work. But if you have the contractor, maybe it's interesting to have 2 sets of vein. I think it's better to have 2 sets of disc. Because if it's more easy to change the disc if you compare to change the vein. Okay? It's better, especially for the contractor.
Is it the vein or is it the drop point that sets the width?
Alors, we have the set of vein depending the width. If you work, for example, 12 meter, it's better to use 9 meter 18. The vein 9 meter 18. After you can adjust the drop point. Now, if you have, for example, you have one customer with 2 farms. One farm, the guy would like to work 12 meters. At the second farm, the guy would like to work 24 meters. For me, it's better to use 2 sets of discs. Because, especially 12 meters, with the big vein, I can do the small width. But for the border, for the border, it's impossible to do the correct border. This is why it's better to have 2 sets of discs. Okay? For the border, I can show you only the spout move in this direction. I remove the border. The first argument is you want to spread urea 24 meters. Maybe the Fertitest say this is a good position for the urea 24 meters. You are sure the border is automatically at the good position. Because the tribord is on the spout. After you spread potash, and maybe potash 24 meters, maybe potash, this is the position for the potash. Now, we are sure to have the right position also for the border. And this is the difference if you compare the competitor like Kuhn or Roche or Amazon. It's necessary to adjust the deflector, depending which value you have for the width. Okay? After, here you can see the display. This is a Quartz 600, the first level of isobus display we can propose. Don't forget, if you arrive on the farm and the guy have isobus device on his cab, for sure we can plug. Alors I don't know if you have a lot of guys with the isobus device in the cab, but in France we have more and more. And for sure, if the guy can use isobus device in his cab, automatically we can connect. Especially if you want to use only the display. I can manage stop and start, all the things. Alors, some argument with that Quartz 600, you see it's a touch screen, and it's also, I have the button. And I think it's interesting, especially when you drive very fast, you can put your hand here and you can control where you put your finger. Because when you have the touch screen, it's not easy when you drive fast to control where you would like to push. Okay. Border device. After the target rate, here, I can enter the target rate. For example, I want 400 kilo. Sorry, 400 kilo. Okay, where is okay? Oui, yeah. En fait, after, you can drive like you want. Thanks to the electronic, we have the sensor to catch the forward speed. With the Quartz 600, we deliver a specific GPS antenna available for the forward speed. You have a small GPS antenna only for the forward speed with that machine. It's very interesting because some customer would like to use the spreaders with maybe 1 or maybe 2 or maybe 3 tractors. When you have that small quartz with the GPS antenna, it's easy to change the tractor. Just it's necessary because the GPS antenna it's a magnetic, and just it's necessary to have the steel plate on the cab and easy to change the tractor.
Would you still need an isobus
cable? Isobus cable. Yes. If the tractor doesn't have isobus device on this cab and maybe doesn't have isobus wire, we can sell the specific wire. Yes. Exactly.